A lot of questions I get regarding coding projects is how do I start? What project should I work on and what language should I use? Well, my name is Uma and in this video, I'll be answering all of those questions and more. Let's get into it. The first step in starting any coding project is usually the hardest part, coming up with an idea for the project. This is usually the hard part because we often think about creating something crazy and unique that no one else has done before, so we end up taking a lot of time figuring out what to build. Other times, it's because we just don't know what to do because we don't have a lot of experience. This was the case for me when I first started programming. Luckily for you, I'm going to share some tips and resources that will help you come up with ideas for your next programming project. Think of a project idea like a learning opportunity, a chance for you to try something that you haven't done before. It may be something that other people have done and that's completely fine. You can work on the same project and add your own twist to it. You can also use other people's version of the project as inspiration or a guide to start your own. Pick a project that excites you, something that you've always wondered, how does this work, or I want to build my own version of this. It could be part of everyday life. Look for inspiration in music, fitness, sports, productivity, and other applications that you've seen before. For example, I created the Optil mobile app because I saw an app on the App Store with the same functionality and I wanted to implement the app but do it in my own way. Another project I worked on was an application that transferred music playlists from Spotify to Apple Music. I worked on this project because a friend of mine told me about how he wanted to share playlists with a friend, but they were using different platforms. So we thought about creating a solution and figuring out a way we could transfer music from one platform to another one. I also thought it would be super interesting to learn and work with the Spotify API and the Apple Music API. These are a few websites that have great ideas for coding projects depending on your level, the language you want to use, and your interest. I will leave links to this project right below the like button. Remember to pick a project that you're interested in and one that's within your comfort and your technical level. The second step in the coding project is developing the idea. This is a step that saves you a lot of time if you do it at the beginning of the project. It is the step where you write down the use case for the project, that is, what you want the app or the website to do. Most project ideas are just a statement with little to no information at all. By developing the idea, you'll be answering questions like, what is the main feature of the app and what are the steps to accomplish it? If it is a web application, how many pages will it have? What is the flow of the application? What data will it use? Will the data be user generated or will it come from an external API somewhere, and if so, where? Is that API free? What is the primary language for the project and does this language have support for the use case? Some languages already have packages and libraries that can save you a lot of time so you don't need to reinvent the wheel and write methods all over again. I would suggest you pick a project, then pick the right tech stack for the project, balancing your interest in learning the tech stack and what is best for the project. It's okay not to have answers to some of these questions, and it's also okay for your answers to change throughout the course of the project. Asking these questions and planning it out now will save you a lot of time in the future. Developing the idea also leads you to developing an MVP, a minimum viable product. The MVP in this case is basically a set list of features that you want to accomplish with regards to the project for you to call it a success. You can add more functionality in the future. If you don't have an MVP, then the app development will keep going forever because you haven't set the minimum features you want to implement for it to be a successful app. That's the nature of software. There are always improvements and new features to be added. In my Spotify to Apple Music project, the MVP was to transfer one playlist. If I could do that, then I considered the project a success. Other features that could have been added was transferring music from Apple Music back to Spotify or to other music services, or even transferring a whole library including podcasts and more. Take time to develop your idea and ask yourself what you really want to accomplish in order for you to call this a successful project. The third step in the process is to plan the code and do a mini mock-up of the design. If you know what language you're going to use to code in and you have experience coding in that language, all good. If you don't, that's all fine as well. Take some time and do some research regarding the best practice for organizing code in that language and plan to write clean code. If your project is going to have a UI, then take a pen and paper and do a mock-up of the design. It doesn't have to be something crazy, just map out where the buttons will go and where the data will go on a page, so you have a reference when you start coding. If you're like me and you don't have any UI skills whatsoever, you can go online to try to find inspiration and ideas. There are websites like Dribbble that have a lot of examples. If you do use any ideas from websites, be sure to give them credit. If the project is going to involve a database, this is the part where you design the schema for the database if it's a relational database. This may change during the course of the project, and that's totally fine. The point here is that you have an organized structure before you start coding. For the Spotify to Apple Music project, I decided to do it in React because I enjoy working in React. I also wanted to get better and practice using Redux and asynchronous calls. I structured the folder in such a way that everything related to the Spotify API was in one folder and everything related to the Apple Music API was in another folder. I also used Redux for that project as well, so I had to organize the folders for them as well. The fourth step in the process is coding and implementation. There isn't much to say here except code. Don't expect it to go smooth and easy and straightforward. In coding, everything sounds easy and straightforward until it isn't. If you don't know how to do something, don't be discouraged. Figure out how to do it. That's part of the process. Fall in love with the process. Coding is like 50% figuring out how to do something, 40% implementing it, and 10% figuring out why it doesn't work. Google will be your best friend here. If you can't find answers on Google, go to Stack Overflow and ask a question. You'd be surprised the amount of people that are willing to help. If you have friends who know how to code, ask them for help as well. If someone has written an article regarding a topic related to the project, reach out to them, send them an email. Don't be ashamed of not knowing. We all Google stuff, even the most experienced developers. As a matter of fact, I would say learning how to Google stuff and finding answers is a skill set by itself that every developer should learn. Take your time and enjoy the process, and at least try to implement your MVP. If you have more time, then add a few more features that you enjoy. The last and final part of the process that a lot of people forget is to share your work. I don't mean sharing it on social media, but if you want to, you can do that as well, all good. What I mean by sharing your work is 1. Upload the code to GitHub. Document it too, so if someone is going through it, they understand it. It also helps you understand what you did when you come back to the code in a couple of weeks or in a couple of years. 2. Deploy the application if you can. This teaches you a lot about the deployment process and makes the project a lot more appealing. You can deploy it on GitHub for free using GitHub Pages. Heroku also offers deploying options for free as well. And 3. Add it to your online portfolio. Describe what the project is, why you worked on the project, and what you learned from it. If you couldn't deploy it, add screenshots of the project here so people get a feel for your project. At the end of the day, personal projects are about having fun and trying something new you haven't done before, perhaps learning a new tech stack. So if at any point you're feeling frustrated, take some time and step away and come back to the project refreshed and energized. It's your project, so it takes as long as you want it to, but have a time frame to keep you in check. Go at your own pace and at least try to implement your MVP. Remember, it doesn't have to be a crazy project. Do what makes you happy and what interests you, and not what you think you should be doing based on what other people are doing. It's okay to do a project that someone has done before. At this point in time, there are no new ideas. Someone has probably thought about it or someone has done it before. Find something that interests you and add your own unique twist to it. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.